Chapter 12. Abstract had to admit she was exhausted. She had woken up from a nightmare and had fallen back to sleep. The scene with the Timberwolves replaying over and over again in her head. It was only when the sun had finally risen and she heard yawns from her friends did she realize the time. "I don't know about you girls, but I slept like a fool," Reddy giggled, removing her seat mask. "Of course you did," George thought acidly in her mind. Surprised by herself, Applejack stumbled out of bed, grabbing her hat and silently packing her bags. "Are you alright?" Twilight looked over the farm pony suspiciously as the lavender unicorn noticed the bags under the earth pony's eyes. "Don't none of your five worry none. I'm just fine and dandy," she grinned back to her friends, but inside she was trying to convince herself. Raymond suddenly sat up, stretching like there was no tomorrow. "What time is it?" The blue Pegasus looked around the lunchroom as if a clock would magically appear. "Time for me to get back to the farm. It's been wonderful, though." Abstract curtly nodded and smiled before placing her beloved headpiece under her head and packing out the door. "Without breakfast?" Piggy piped in, surprised by her friend's odd behavior. "Yep, have plenty to do at the acres, so I might as well go." You probably couldn't believe she was doing this, but right now she just needed to think. And her head was all fuzzy from lack of sleep. Probably from 2 dream nights in a row. One annoying, one bad, both mysterious. George Mare turned back around and trotted briskly down the corridor, leaving the 5 mares behind her to share confused glances. "I've left them more discombobulated." Abigail could say that word in her head, but the moment it would have reached her lips, she would have a hell of a time pronouncing it. She opened the door to the crystal castle, the cold stone touching her fur. Aging winced at how bright the sun was and shielded her eyes with a hoof. She moved along the path, crossing back into Ponyville. As the messy main mare passed, she heard mutter whistles from the crowd of ponies. "That's why we're returning from the castle," one of them whispered to another. "I wonder what they do there." The pony hushed back. AJ snorted. "Would they believe me if I said Pelifies, drove her there, and spin the bottle?" She shook her head clear of thoughts as she worked on returning back to the farm. Arriving at Apple Acres, Applejack passed on the archway sign and trotted along the path towards the house, not letting the keeper full of still quiet. The rest of her friend would be up and at him anyway. The mare climbed the porch and opened the door slightly. It creaking. "I'm home," she called, her loud voice echoing through the old house. "AJ!" Evan Bloom tumbled down the stairs, her small legs making it look like the little fellow was about to trip. The folk came to greet her, and Applejack leaned down for an affectionate nuzzle with her sibling. Dale Philly beamed up at her older sister, her knotted mane making it obvious she hadn't brushed today. Either that or she had done some serious kitty mark searching. "Hey, Evelyn, how you doing?" Applejack stood back, smiling loving down her kin. "Big Mac made some more pancakes for breakfast. Awesome's that? Pancakes 2 days in a row." The folk bounced up and down excitedly, and the farm pony chuckled at the youngin's childish nature. "Yeah, that is pretty awesome." She agreed with the feeling. The 2 of them moved into the living room. The rest of the family awaited their presence. Big Mac was sitting on the couch, Granny Smith rocking slightly in her rocking chair, and squeaking slightly with each new angle. "Hey, y'all." Applejack cheerily hugged her granny on the way past. But the elderly mare was not easily fooled and could clearly see the darkening bags in her granddaughter's eyes. "Too much pillow fighting?" The tear-green mare cocked an eyebrow, glancing at her grandchild's tight green eyes. "Nope." Applejack chuckled and moved past the elder and sat next to her big brother. The rich stallion, silent as usual. After a minute of relaxed silence, the lush stallion beside her got up and walked into the kitchen, returning stiff with a plate of pancakes, which he handed Applejack. "Thanks, Big Mac." The orange mare smiled gratefully up at her brother. McIntosh going back into the kitchen to finish up with cleaning some plates. AJ presumed was for breakfast. She quickly ate her pancakes while she watched Apple Bloom trot out of the room, probably going back to her bedroom. Most likely to work on some devious scheme to get her cutie mark. Finishing the pancakes, Applejack stood up, returning her plate to the kitchen. "I best be to work." The orange mare trotted the door, opened it, and walked outside to start the day. This is perfect, AJ thought. AJ always thought best when she was working. The cool breeze billowing through her fur as she bucked the trees. And right now she could get her thoughts down on her odd Orange mare swung around and kicked a tree. The branches swung before dropping its precious fruits onto the hard ground below. They were both related to Spike and Rarity. One of them mentioned having to save the other. If the main focus was upon those two saving each other, then why was she there in the first place? Just being a random background character on these streams? The farm pony bucked under the tree. The apples tumbling to their respective buckets. What if she had another one tonight? What if she had two nightmares in a row? Why would they stop now? At this disturbing discovery, her next kick was off, but she ended up slamming her hooves against the side of the tree. They sliding off, splitting a few splinters and legs. Ouch! She cried and watched as some splinters let blood pooling in their wake. AJ reached down and pulled the splinters out, giving small wins as each splinter was taken out. This just reminded her apple plucking was dangerous work. She or Bigman had often gotten hurt working in orchards, returned with a sprained hoof, or when branches came off, a broken rib. But this was life. Pain after pain is just a stupid message to your brain to tell you to stop something. The pain would never stop the apple siblings from their work. I'll be back for you later, she hissed up at the tree frustratedly. Turning around, she let the buckets fill with apples for Big Mac, as the stallion would collect them later. She trotted up the hill, towards the big pig pen. But as she neared closer, the other pony could see two figures in the distance, steadily growing closer. Twilight, Spike! The mares greeted her friends cheerily. She didn't want them to feel confusion over her thoughts. Hey, AJ, just came to see how you're doing. You seemed a bit off this morning. Lavender Alicorn smiled and walked up to Emmett of honesty. Like I said earlier, just fine and dandy. They both nodded, satisfied with their answer. The Twilight's deep voice caught sight of the blood on her friend's leg. What happened? The dragon beside her also caught sight of it. The mare shifted her legs so they couldn't see it. Just some marks in the orchard. Don't worry, just splinters. She had what they concealed the hoof. Right. Spike raised an eyebrow, as if he didn't believe her. Are you calling me a light? She shut off. The sunset Spike's scales were alight with sparkles. Blinking after shook her head. Right, well, unless you need some help, we'll be going. Right. Unless you need some help, we'll be going. The princess started, but was cut off when Edge shouted, You can help! Twilight's eyes went shocked. And Abstract didn't blame her. It was so weird she asked for help. Only if you want to. She smiled awkwardly, scuffing her hoof on the ground. She was surprised her body had betrayed her like that. It was probably because I felt guilty for leaving the sleepover earlier. Yeah, that was it. Sure, Twilight was just gonna give me the organized books anyway. Spike walked with her as the trio trotted back to the pig pens, the Alicorn frowning, annoyed at her number one assistant. The orange mare threw the slop from the bucket into the trough. The slimy, but surprisingly edible, stopped running down the sides, the pigs digging in greedily. So, what exactly can we help with? The element of magic put down the hay she had been working into a bed for the pigs, her eyebrow raised, suspicious. The frog pony looked around frantically for something her friends could help with, when her lime green eyes rested on one of her dog's many chew toys and caught a pig pen. You can, help me walk Winona. She sat up and started walking out of the field, but the pigs were currently eating. I promised her an extra big one today for missing out yesterday. We leaped with their excuse. The earth pony tried with her friends towards the house to fetch her loyal companion, who was lying in her soft bed, sleeping. The canine lifted an ear lazily as her owner took a leash from the cabinet. Almost instantly the creature was awake and sitting next by Applejack, wagging her tail excitedly, letting out a few joyful barks. Let's go, girl! The orange mare laughed as the collie dog rocketed out the door, went whipping in both of their paws. Winona almost instantly trotted along the ground, sniffing her yard, nose pressed against the grass. Twilight and Spike flanked AJ and followed the dog, who every now and then let out a sneeze as she scented the grass. Chuckling, the orange mare whispers to the two beside her. You guys better catch up. The dragon Alicorn shared a small, confused glance before Applejack reared. Go, girl! The second her flex touched the ground, the collie was off, her owner pounding after her. Equines are naturally fast in the canines, so it was easy for the mare to keep up with her companion as they cantered across the town, mane and tail flying. Ponies stepped out the way as the two galloped, being incredibly fit, and with their amazing stamina they could have gone on for ages. But the two behind them weren't nearly skilled, and they stopped at the park till Twilight could catch up. Spike clutching onto her mane as he lay on the studious Alicorn's back. Twilight panted and managed to gasp out. Don't ever do that again. She put a hoof up as she took another grasping breath. Spike slid off her back. That was great. Nothing like a wind and scales. Yeah, Twilight? The dragon nudged his guardian, and the lavender mare growled warningly at him, on for the young dragon to brush it off with laughter. Alright, so where were we here? Want to play with the catch with? Right, so while we're here, want to play catch with Winona? The front pony grabbing a stick off the ground that was laying next to a tree. Sure. Spike took the twig from her hoof and chucked it across the lawn, the farm dog cheerfully chasing after it. The dog kept returning it, the trio taking turns in throwing it. Actually couldn't help but admire how persistent the young dragon was. He kept it no matter how many times Winona brought back the stick for him to throw again. Once she realized she was staring, the Earth Pony shook her head again and blinked, looking up at the sky. It was since she realize the time. Shoot, we best be going. It's been mighty joyful though. She picked herself up and called to the canine, who was busy chasing a crow across the grass. Upon hearing her name, Winona raced back over to her and sat down. But as Applejack picked up the leash, the collie whimpered and looked up at her with more wide, pleading eyes. Okay, one more. She bent down to fetch the stick, but so did Spike, and two of them ended up colliding heads, their hoof and claw touching. It was then that AJ did something she rarely does, like ever. She blushed, and that won't be so bad. For Fluttershy, Rarity, Twilight, any others really, they get light pink tints on their cheeks, whereas Applejack gets either deep red or pink blush that sprinkles across her freckles and the bridge of her nose. How embarrassing. She jerked her hoof away flustered, as if on impulse, and then spiked the throw stick. Trying to compose herself, she grabbed the leash again. It was then she heard a voice. Hey AJ, want to race back? Ramdash flowed downwards from the sky, the light blue mare flapping her wings gracefully. Artie, where are you, a spying? Applejack's suspicion looked up at a friend. No, I was napping. That tree is one of my favorite spots. I practically lit the pillow up there. The Pegasus pointed to a slightly familiar-looking tree, and one of the branches did indeed have a pillow. And a blanket. Angie raised her eyebrow. Doesn't it get rained on? George questioned. Well, Artie answered back, and pointed to above the tree, where a perfect circle around the leaves and clouds were formed. You know you could give up with that, right? The front pointed her eyes at the Pegasus. Yeah, but I'm the quickest cloudbuster. They'd be on their knees begging me back if I left. Rainbow Mane Mare laughed, and her friend joined in. Applejack extended a hoof, and Rainbow Dash hit it with one of her own. Their hoof bones were always perfect. Not to interrupt, but should we get going? Twilight smiled and gathered out Spike on her back, as the little dragon wiped his face from one of Winona's kisses. So no race, Rainbow Dash expertly. Maybe another time. The cow pony called over her shoulder as she clicked Winona onto her leash. Okay, back to nap. Okay, back to napping. The blue mare flew up to her branch, getting comfortable under the blanket. The other pony watched as the Pegasus rubbed her feathers, and then turned to leave. I can take her, Spike asked enthusiastically, reaching his claws for the leash. The cow pony handed the leash over, smiling giddily despite herself. Let's go. Twilight grinned, and started leading the way, her number one assistant following, the reptile getting covered in affectionate licks. Applejack quickly caught up, and watched the Spike struggle to keep Winona on track. Chuckling, she told the canine, Heel! The collie blinked at her before walking obediently at Spike's side. Thanks. The prevalent green dragon relaxed his shoulders and started to walk the dog. The orange mare waved her two friends off. The bear had to return to the library, but both had agreed they had a fun time. Walking back inside, the other pony shut the door behind her, walking back into the lounge room where her granny was now knitting what looked like the beginnings of a scarf. Applejack sat down, and couldn't stop a smile from spreading across her face. Graysmith looked up, glancing at her granddaughter's grinning face and giving a warm smile of her own. You're grinning like a fool! The tea-green mare teased her close relative. No, I'm not. Wait a minute. No, I'm not. She snapped back, but felt her cheeks heating up again, with embarrassment or maybe something else. Jeez, blushing twice in a day. This was so weird. She needed to lay down. Whatever. The other's eyes were sprinkled with wisdom that Applejack felt she almost had to look away from. I need to rest. The cowboy got up and started to trot to the stairs that led up to her room. Okay, let you be soon. The gun called after her as she walked tiredly up the stairs. Giving a simple nod, AJ entered her room and nearly collapsed under the bed. She wanted nothing more than to sleep, to rest her troubles away. But as she lay on her soft bed, her thoughts slowly started creeping in, plaguing her mind with things she wanted to get away from. Dreams, blushing, uncontrollable thoughts. This sounded like something she should know, but what? After a little bit, Applejack felt like she was drifting off to sleep, and she was all for it, but then remembered, what if she had another nightmare? Her eyelids felt so heavy, her body so numb. If she could just rest. AJ felt her eyes flutter closed. Suddenly the door burst open with a loud bang that startled Applejack awake before she had even gotten to sleep. She spun around the bed and saw Applebone strolling in. The little yellow filly flipped on the bed silently. AJ! The foal stood above her sister, oblivious that she had helped her sibling. Chuckling, she replied, "Yes, Apple Bloom." The cat pony looked up at her little sister's excited face. "Want to see something I built?" The young pony grinned and jumped out of the bed, letting her sibling sit up. "Sure." Applejack followed, crawling out of bed. Nice. The orange man trotted off. She had no words to describe it. "You like?" Evelyn grinned, and AJ nodded, unsure what to say. She was staring at what seemed to be a pile of wood mashed together with nails. "Just one question." Her eyes trailed over the mishmash of wood. "Where's the wood from?" She turned to her little sibling, who was currently jumping up and down excitement. "Oh, I got it from the barn. They had some spare pieces with the rooster's nest." Applejack blinked. She didn't even know about that. "Right, well, I'm gonna leave you to it. Lunch is almost ready." The orange man trotted out, leaving Apple Bloom to grin at her creation. Trotting past the kitchen, she saw Granny Smith cooking lunch. Avoiding the enthralling smell, she walked past and went outside, heading to the barn. She had to see these plants herself. Entering the barn, Applejack stepped over sleeping pigs and bales of hay to get to the ladder. Climbing the rungs, she crawled onto the platform where the rooster slept. Sliding along it, the orange man ducked to avoid hitting her head on the rafters. Sure enough, there were multiple pieces of wood stacked to a tiny pile on the end of the platform. Weird, the cowboy shook her head. She hadn't known these were here, let alone what they were for. "What are you doing up there?" She jumped at the sound of her brother's booming voice, hitting her head on the roof. "Out!" she cried, covering her head with a hoof. She glared at her sibling with piercing green eyes. "I was trying to find out what this wood was for." She pointed towards the pile. "Oh, that." He blinked before standing at the pile. "I think that was what we made the chicken coop out of." Big Mac started walking out, and then she scrabbled down the ladder after him. "Speaking of chickens, did you feed them this morning?" The large red stallion looked at his youngest sister out of the corner of his eye. "Wasn't your day today?" Applejack returned the look, nervously. "Nope." Big Mac just chucked her expression. "Shoot, gotta go." The mare took off, racing towards the chicken pen. "I'm really sorry." Applejack chucked some cheese in the pen. The feathered creature swiftly picked up the scattered seeds. At her words, a few chickens lifted their heads to glare at the farm pony annoyingly, before continuing to hungrily eat. "Whoops," she whispered, frustrated at herself for forgetting a simple detail like feeding the chickens. Suddenly, she heard Granny call out from the house, "Lunch is ready, youngins, come and get it." Damn, that mare had a good set of vocal cords. The avians in the pen scattered, clucking at the loud cry. Smiling, she turned back around and dashed out to the farmhouse, blonde mane and tail flying behind her like flags on a windy day. Racing in the door, she leaped into her seat, awaiting the food hungrily, almost as hungry as those chickens had eaten their seed. Apple Bloom scrambled down the stairs, her little hooves making little cluck-cluck noises on the wood floors. She jumped into the seat beside her older sister, reddish-orange eyes sparkling as she looked over the food that her guardian had prepared. Big Mac was already seated, on Applejack's other side. Granny Smith stopped handing out food and sat down herself. The three siblings chorused the words, "Thanks, Granny," and then dug in. Applejack and Big Mac returned to the fields, and that's how they spent the rest of their afternoon, the sun beating down on their backs as they slaved away in their orchards. AJ kicked another tree, then dodged as a stray apple fell away from the others. She had been doing this for a while now, and she had slowly grown more tired as the day wore on, getting almost no sleep the night before hadn't helped a mite. Applejack swayed slightly as she forced herself to stay awake. She kicked again, but realized she had missed a tree. The orange mare looked up towards the sky. It was late afternoon. Soon the stars would be out and she could go to sleep. Despite her dreams and nightmares, sleep was too good an invitation for her to pass. Applejack had often accidentally worked herself too hard. But at the end of the day, she would sometimes faint next to a tree where her brother would find her. Yeah, Applejack was embarrassed about that. Kicking again, she ate the tree this time.
And I'm hanging out with my friends.
Her satisfaction raining down the fruits of labor. Literally. After a few more successful kicks, met with a thud as her hooves connected with the trunk of the hard tree, the sun started to lower behind the horizon. Phew! She wiped some more sweat off her brow, shook her mane as she was getting plaster in her neck and sweat. "Should we get packed up?" She heard Big Mac walking behind her, carrying a cart with buckets of apples inside it. "Yep," Applejack chuckled. And making sure she was walking normally so her brother didn't catch onto how tired she really was, the mare trotted back with him. They arrived back at the house just as the first stars were sprinkling themselves across the sky. Applejack swiftly walked inside and walked up the stairs. Going to bed. Good night, y'all. She called over her shoulder and walked briskly into her room. Laying herself down on the bed, Applejack hung her beloved head on the headboard. The mare pulled the covers over herself and felt as she was melting into the mattress. Her green eyes fluttered closed. Applejack snapped her eyes open. She was standing on top of what looked like a large building. Glancing around, she realized she was standing next to Reddy and Spike. Reddy was in a dark blue skin-tight suit, covered in lighter blue gym patterns. She had 2 bracelets, one for each front hoof. They were pinky purple and looked as if they were alive. She also had a fancy-looking mask that covered the fur around her eyes. Spike had blue boots and a blue belt. He also had a red cape that flowed behind him like a curtain, and he had a black mask covering his scales around his eyes. Blinking, Applejack looked down at herself. She was in a red suit, with a black anklet around each ankle. They had a golden apple in each one. Her tail and mane, except her fringe, was in the green wrapping. She had black saddlebags that hung around her sides, lasso rope hanging off them. She could also feel a mask around her face that covered everything but her eyes and muzzle. Suddenly, what looked like a tornado was passed, picking up both Reddy and Spike. Their hooves and claws grabbing aimlessly in the air, reaching for anything to hold on to. Panic set into Applejack's nerves as she looked around for something she could help them with. Mistress Marvelous. Hang on. Mistress Marvelous, help! Reddy called. Come and. Applejack yelled back. She responded the name without a second thought. Your lasso! Spike squealed as he was whipped past. Swiftly, she got the rope in her mouth, the orange mare launching it towards the twister. She missed. The front pony tried again. She missed. What, miss? What's, miss? Happening? Miss? She? Miss? Never, miss? Misses. The tornado spun away. The tornado spun away. It slowly went out of sight. The last thing Applejack heard was the desperate cries of her friends. Collapsing to the ground, their orange mare covered her face. She had failed. Suddenly, a burst of light filtered through, and the earth pointing winds as the bright light hit her eyes. The light was a hole. Inside the hole was a figure. Applejack stood up and saw who it was. Princess Luna? She watched the dark blue alcon strode through the hole, flying over the stand beside him with honesty. Wait, I'm dreaming? Applejack sighed, relieved as realization strode through her like a flood. Yes, and I'm sorry I haven't been here for your other dreams. I have been busy. The Princess of the Night apologized. So tell me, why are you having these dreams? Your usual ones are of your family, and unsurprisingly, apples. Applejack smiled from the alcon's words. I don't know, but I've also been blushing, and I now have uncontrollable thoughts. She waved her hooves in the air, frustrated. The princess nodded wisely and started to wind up to hold her horn. Blushing? The bear almost seemed to smile as she stepped out of the dream, beckoning Applejack to come with her. The mare gladly followed, but gasped as she realized she was standing on what looked like stars. Luna gave a small laugh. Yeah, well, blushing more than usual anyways. Applejack nodded, embarrassed. Sounds like some pony has a crush. The princess said the words without abandon and giggled as Applejack's eyes widened. What? No.
You should be coming.
The earth pony frantically waved her hooves, a little flustered. Right. But wait here. I have to go get a dragon that has been having nightmares of its own. The alcon swiftly walked down the path of stars, leaving Applejack there.
Pepsi.
I can't exactly go anywhere. She called out the dark blue mare, cupping her hooves so she could hear. Wait, if Spike has nightmares himself, what could they possibly be about? A small part of her brain was wishing they were about her. Shaking her head, she watched as 2 figures drew closer. One being an alicorn, the other a dragon. Spike stood next to Applejack as Luna stood across from them, her horn slowly sprung in the white light. What do you think is going on? The dragon looked up at, confusion in his dark green eyes. Applejack simply shrugged, lost herself. Suddenly, the spirals were complete and went almost in exactly opposite directions. Alright, your dream is now connected. Have fun! Luna grinned and pushed the 2 of them backwards, until they fell off the celestial path. They shrieked as they fell, dropping to the ground. Once they had landed, they opened their green eyes in wonder. They were next to what seemed like a waterfall, it cascading down gloriously, the beautiful sun catching in its reflection. What the hey? Applejack looked around confusedly, and Spike clutched her leg in fear. Birds flocked ahead, and in front of them was what looked like a giant apple orchard. Let's go check it out. Curiosity was now sprung in her voice as she trotted towards the trees, Spike rising beside her. Once they entered the trees, they realized the fruits dangling out of them were not apples, but gems shaped like apples. The pair looked on in awe. smiles gracing their faces.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. After wandering through some of the trees, he relaxed on a rock, which was near another waterfall. Mountains of water springing their backs as he relaxed, eating. Applejack suddenly knew what was needed. She sang. I'm going to be singing this even though I don't know the right rhythm to it. Flashing lights and we took a wrong turn and we fell down a Luna hole. You held on tight to me, cause nothing is as it seems. I'm spinning out of control. She started smiling. Didn't they tell us, don't I rush into things? Applejack remembered her granny warning her when she was younger. Don't you flash your green eyes at me? Applejack watched, and Spike did indeed look at her with green eyes. Haven't you heard what becomes of curious minds? Oh. She looked towards the sky. Doesn't it all seem new and exciting? I felt your arm twisting around me. The mare blushed as she remembered clutching around her leg. I should have slept with one eye open at night. We found Wonderland. You and I got lost in it. We pretended it could just last forever. After looked out the rock, grinning up at the trees. We found Wonderland. You and I got lost in it, and life was never worse, but never better. Spike followed her with a large smile. So we went on our way, she sang. Too happy to thanks, mate. The cowboy chuckled and started racing to the trees. Oh, long, or so it seemed. The dragon touched beside her, and Applejack felt like she could fly. But there were strangers watching, and wits returned to talking. Talking turned to screams. Applejack and her friends finding out about this place. Didn't they tell us don't rush into things? Don't you flash your green eyes at me? Didn't you call my fist with a Pinkie Pie smile? She related to the dragon to the bubbly friend. Oh, didn't it all seem new and exciting? I felt your arms twisting around me. It's all fun and games at some point would lose their mind. They ran side by side, trying to get back to the starting waterfall. But sure we found Wonderland. You and I got lost in it. Applejack frantically took a left, looking for the exit in the trees.
Give you guys too?
And we pretended it could last forever. I'm good. She leapt over lock, still singing harmoniously. We found Wonderland. You and I got lost in it. And life was never worse, but never better. Spike caught himself for the lock after the mare. In Wonderland. Oh, in Wonderland. She tried out a sick through the trees. As he exited, Spike started glowing, and suddenly he disappeared. Spike! After I looked around for the dragons. I reached for you, but you were gone. I knew I had to go back home. We searched the world for something else to make you feel like what we had. And in the end, in Wonderland, we both went mad. Oh, giving up searching for Spike, she lay next to a crystal apple pie.
I guess so.
Apple tree. We found Wonderland. You and I got lost in it. And we pretended it could last forever. Yeah, we found Wonderland. You and I got lost in it. And that was never worse, but never better. In Wonderland. She finished up with her song and felt herself start to fade as she woke up. As she snapped her eyes open. What a dream. Other's note. Okay, hope you enjoyed, although I know it got boring at parts. The song is Wonderland by Taylor Swift. I thought it suited what I have in store for the story.